My beloved child, quiet your heart and feel the breath of peace I am placing upon your soul in this very moment. There are moments along life's journey that do not arrive with great noise or spectacle, but gently, like the first light of dawn slipping through a window after a long night. And this is such a moment. I have not brought you here by the accident of fate, nor by the random footsteps of human life. Before you ever spoke your first prayer, before the tears fell in the nights only you knew about, I had already seen it all. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans of peace and not of harm, to give you a future and a hope. As written in Jeremiah 29:11, what you call waiting, I call preparation. What seems to you like delay, I am using to widen your heart so it can receive blessings greater than anything you once imagined. Do not let your heart tremble before the new door opening before you. There are people who stand before blessing and still hesitate because they have lived in seasons of spiritual drought for far too long. But my child, I did not create you to remain forever in spiritual lack. I am leading you into a place of renewal, where your mind will no longer be chained by old memories or by the voices that once made you question your own worth. I am placing within you a gentle yet powerful light, so that wherever you go, you will carry the warmth of hope with you. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. From Psalm 23:1 is not merely a verse to be read in passing, but a promise I desire to engrave deeply into your soul. When I lead you, you do not need to compete for light with anyone else, because what belongs to you will come to you in the season I have appointed. Remember Sarah in the days when her hair had already turned gray with age. She once believed the promise had drifted far away from her life, and she laughed with bitterness when she heard she would bear a child in her old age. Yet I had not forgotten what I had spoken. At the very moment people believed all hope had ended, I caused to bloom what no one dared to expect anymore. Isaac came not only as a child, but as living proof that no moment is too late for my power. So it is with you. There are dreams within your heart that seem to have slept for far too long. Prayers you stopped mentioning because you thought heaven had fallen silent. But I tell you this, I have never forgotten a single word that rose from a sincere heart. Seeds planted with tears do not disappear beneath the soil in the right season. They will rise into a garden that will leave even you in wonder when you behold it. Therefore, do not look at your life only through the eyes of the present moment. I want you to learn to see through faith. There are things that still appear unclear today. Yet, in my eternal realm, they are already complete. When you walk in trust, your soul will no longer be weighed down by the fear of having to control everything on your own. I am teaching you to release the pressure of needing to understand every road ahead. You do not need to see the entire picture in order to keep moving forward. You only need to stay close enough to hear my voice in each small step. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. As written in Psalm 119:105, my light does not always illuminate the whole journey at once. Sometimes it shines only far enough for the next step, so that you may learn to live by faith rather than by the certainty of what your eyes can see. Perhaps you have grown weary from trying to be strong for far too long. Perhaps you have become accustomed to hiding your pain behind a smile so no one would know how exhausted your heart truly is. But, my beloved child, I do not require from you the appearance of perfection. I did not come searching for a soul that has never stumbled. I came to lift up a heart that still turns toward me in the midst of its weakness. When you stop trying to prove yourself and simply draw near to me with sincerity, that is when the river of healing begins to flow through your soul. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. As written in Matthew 11:28, that rest is not an escape from life, but the discovery of a refuge in the midst of every storm. I also want you to understand that the blessings I give are not meant to be kept only for yourself. When I fill your heart with peace, I desire for that peace to overflow into the lives of those who are longing to be comforted. When I heal the wounds within you, I want your very life to become a testimony for those who are losing hope. You were not created merely to exist. You were created to reflect my light upon this earth. There will be people who rediscover hope simply because they see within you a gentleness that the world could not harden, a faith that darkness could not extinguish. And this is how my love spreads, not through grand displays, but through souls that live overflowing with grace. So today, open your heart before me once again. Do not carry the bitterness of old seasons into this new day. Do not allow fear of what has not yet happened to steal the peace of the present moment. I am renewing you like the first rain of the season, falling upon dry ground after months of drought. I am placing new life within your spirit, so your eyes may shine again and your prayers may no longer sound like weary sighs, but become songs of hope. Walk as one who knows they are loved. Live as one who knows heaven walks beside every breath they take. And whenever your heart begins to tremble, remember that my hand has never left you for even a single moment. I am still guiding you. I am still making a way. And the new chapter I have prepared for your life is already beginning to unfold like a flower awakened by the first light of dawn. My beloved child, I am calling you into an awakening that carries no scent of tension or fear, but is as gentle as the morning light slipping through the curtains after a long and silent night. There are moments when the soul must be awakened, not by the loud noise of the world, but by the tender breath of grace. And this is one of those moments. I have long prepared to meet you in this secret place, where your heart can finally become still enough to recognize my voice amid the countless restless sounds surrounding you. It is time for you to wake from sleep. As written in Romans' dried saying, "Elf," is not a cry of pressure, but the soft touch of love calling you out of the haze of anxiety, out of days spent merely surviving while forgetting the beauty of the divine presence surrounding your life. True awakening does not make you tense or rigid. On the contrary, it quiets your soul like calm waters, reflecting a clear sky. When the soul awakens, you begin to notice the things you once overlooked, a door opening at precisely the right moment, an unexpected word that somehow speaks directly to your deepest need, a meeting that seemed accidental but was quietly arranged by my hand. There are people who pass by miracles every day without recognizing them because their eyes are too fixed on fear or lack. But my child, I want you to learn to see life through the eyes of hope. When you live with gentle attentiveness, you will discover that all creation is whispering of my love. The heavens declare the glory of God, as written in Psalm 19:1. And even the most ordinary things around you carry within them the fingerprints of heaven. I am teaching you to listen not only with your ears, but with your whole being. There are words that cannot be understood through human reasoning alone. They must be felt by a heart that has learned how to rest quietly before me. When you slow down in the middle of a hurried day, when you take a deep breath and allow your soul to rest in peace, you will begin to hear what I am speaking to you through the silence. Long ago, the prophet Samuel lay sleeping in the temple and heard my voice calling his name in the night. At first, he thought it was the voice of a man, but eventually he learned to answer, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Do you see? My child, spiritual maturity begins with a heart that learns to recognize my voice among the many voices of the world. I am still calling you in the same way, not with threats or fear, but with the patient gentleness of a father who longs for his child to awaken in the light. My beloved child, I know the world often pulls your mind in many directions. There are countless things trying to make your soul run endlessly, causing you to forget the breath of peace I desire to place within your life. That is why I am teaching you a very gentle secret. Keep my words within your heart as one would hold a precious seed in their hand. You do not need to carry too much at once. Sometimes, a single sentence is enough to illuminate an entire day. There will be days when all you need to remember is this: I am with you. Let those words walk beside you while you work, while you travel, while you feel weary or uncertain. Just as Mary once treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart, you too must learn to treasure the words that touch your spirit. When a word is kept with love, it slowly becomes a new heartbeat within the soul, transforming anxiety into peace, haste into gentleness, and darkness into light. I also want you to understand that awakening does not mean constantly searching for extraordinary things. Sometimes the signs of a new season arrive very quietly. It may be the sudden peace that appears even while everything is still unclear. It may be the gentle clarity about the direction you should take. It may be a joy without explanation, blooming inside you like a flower after the rain. These signs are like small bells I place along your path, reminding you that I am guiding every step you take. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. As written in Psalm 32:8, when you remain close to me, even the turning points of life no longer seem frightening, because you know there is a hand quietly leading you forward. Learn to pause and recognize the beauty of the present moment. My beloved, many people lose their peace because they live either in regret over the past or in fear of the future. But I am here in this present moment. It is here that I shape your soul with grace. It is here that I heal the weary places within you and plant hope back into your heart. When you smile at a small and beautiful thing, when you give thanks for a peaceful day, when you stop to enjoy the sunlight upon your face, you are stepping into the flow of life I have prepared for you. This is not wasted time. It is how your soul learns to live in the presence of heaven even while still upon the earth. And there will come a day when you finally realize that my timing for your life has never been chaotic or delayed. There are things I have not yet revealed because your heart still needed preparation. There are doors I have kept closed not to reject you, but to protect you from stepping through too soon. But when the appointed season arrives, everything will come together with a peaceful and natural harmony. You will not need to force yourself to be seen. You will not need to chase after someone else's light. What I have prepared for you will find you at the right time. And when it does, your soul will recognize it instantly. Just as a traveler recognizes the sight of home after a long journey, so today, allow me to awaken you through the gentleness of new light. Do not be afraid to live more slowly so you can listen more deeply. Do not fear silence, for it is often there that my voice becomes clearest. In this gentle awakening, you will begin to see the path I have quietly been opening before you for a very long time. And every step you take will no longer be the footsteps of someone lost, but the peaceful steps of a child who knows they are being led by a love that never changes. My beloved child, as your soul begins to awaken within my gentle light, something very natural will begin to bloom from deep within you, the desire to respond to love, not because you are pressured, nor because you fear losing something, but because a heart that has truly been touched will always long to draw nearer to the source of the light that warmed it. I see that quiet movement within you like a flower trembling softly beneath the morning breeze, like the surface of a lake rippling when the dawn first touches it. Perhaps you do not yet realize it, but every time you choose to trust a little more, every time you open your heart instead of retreating into fear, every time you quietly say yes to what is good and true, heaven sees it and rejoices. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into them. As written in Revelation 3:20, I do not force open the door of your heart. I wait patiently in gentle love, because I desire the closeness between us to be built upon freedom and trust. My beloved child, there are those who think responding to, "My calling must be something grand and extraordinary." Yet many times, all I desire from you is a very small and quiet yes. A decision to choose peace instead of resentment. An act of forgiveness, even while the heart still aches. A step forward, even when you cannot yet see the entire road ahead. Those small acts of surrender are like seeds planted in good soil, growing silently long before anyone sees the fruit. Remember Mary on the day the angel came to her with the message from heaven. The entire story of redemption changed through her gentle response, "Let it be unto me according to your word." There was no thunder from the sky, no display of worldly greatness, only a heart completely open before my will. And through that humble yes, light entered the world. So it is with you. I do not require you to understand everything before you trust me. I simply invite you to walk step by step in love. And little by little you will discover that I have led you farther than you ever imagined possible. I love the image of your open hands, for it is a language heaven understands very well. Closed hands often cling tightly to anxiety, wounds, and the need to control everything. But open hands say, "I trust that you are taking care of my life." When you open your hands before me, your heart begins to learn how to live in surrender instead of tension. Surrender is not weakness, my beloved. On the contrary, it is the deep strength of one who knows they are not alone on this journey. Cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. As written in 1 Peter 5:7, there are burdens you have carried for far too long simply because you believed you had to hold everything together by yourself. But I never desired for you to walk through life with shoulders weary from carrying more than your soul was meant to bear. I want you to learn to place into my hands the things beyond your strength, so your spirit may grow lighter and peace may finally find a place to remain within you. And there will come a time when you begin to feel a very gentle transformation within your soul. Not the kind of loud change that suddenly makes everything different, but a quiet illumination rising from within. You will notice yourself becoming less afraid of the future. You will feel your heart growing softer toward others and toward yourself. You will begin to understand that peace does not come from having everything around you become perfect, but from knowing that my hand is guiding you. It is only when you stop trying to control everything that you discover how carefully I have been caring for your life all along. Some doors will open not because you forced them open, but because the appointed season has finally arrived. Some beautiful things will come, not through rushing, but because your heart has become still enough to receive them. My beloved child, I also want you to understand that every time you choose to respond to love with gentleness, your soul becomes wider and more capable of carrying light. A kind word you offer to someone, a moment of patience instead of anger, a pause to truly listen instead of rushing to judge. All these are the footsteps of love growing within you. Do not underestimate such things. Heaven often begins through the smallest movements of the heart. Whoever is faithful in very little will also be faithful in much. As written in Luke 16:10, I am not only preparing blessings ahead for you, I am also preparing you yourself so you may carry those blessings with a mature and gentle spirit. Perhaps today you still cannot fully see all that I am doing. Perhaps you can only sense a thin ray of light among many things that remain unclear. But I want you to remember that even dawn does not arrive all at once. Light spreads slowly across the sky, little by little, before the new day fully appears. Your spiritual life is much the same. Do not become impatient and demand to see every result immediately. Simply continue opening your heart. Continue walking in sincerity. Continue holding your hands in a posture ready both to receive and to give love. I will take care of the rest in my perfect timing. So today, let your open hands become a silent prayer before me. Let your eyes grow softer because you know you are loved unconditionally. Let your steps become more peaceful because you know you no longer walk alone. I am very near to you, nearer even than the breath within your chest. And every time you answer me with even the smallest yes, a new door opens within your soul, a door leading you deeper into life, deeper into peace, and deeper into my love that never runs dry. My beloved child, there are profound mysteries within the spiritual life that do not begin with loud noise, but with a small and sincere gesture. And one of the most beautiful gestures is when you open your hands before me. In that act, I see not only the posture of your body, but the silent language of a soul learning how to trust. When you place your hands open before heaven in peace, you are saying, I am ready to receive what is good. In that very moment, your breathing becomes gentler, your mind grows quieter, and your soul begins stepping into the light-filled place of surrender. Be still and know that I am God. As written in Psalm 46:10, is not merely an invitation to rest, but a call into the hidden place where the heart no longer struggles to hold everything together through its own strength. My beloved child, opening your hands does not mean losing your strength. On the contrary, it is the sign of a heart mature enough to no longer be ruled by fear. Those who cling tightly often live in anxiety, trying to keep everything for themselves. But those who know how to open their hands discover that grace can only truly flow into places where there is room to receive it. There are things I have long desired to give you, yet your heart has been too full of noise, too crowded with silent stubbornness and fears you have not yet released. That is why I am teaching you the art of gentleness, gentleness toward yourself, toward others, and toward the journey I am leading you through. When you open your hands in prayer, your body joins with your soul in declaring a deep truth. You no longer wish to live by your own strength alone. Remember King Solomon in the early days of his reign over Israel. When I appeared to him and gave him the opportunity to ask for whatever he desired, he did not choose power or riches for himself. Instead, he opened his heart and asked for a listening heart and wisdom to lead my people well. And because he sought what was right first, I gave him many other things as well. Do you see? My child, true surrender does not make you passive. It makes you wiser in choosing what carries eternal value. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. As written in Proverbs, dry, finth. This does not mean you stop thinking or stop making effort, but that you stop placing yourself upon the throne of control over every detail, allowing me instead to guide you with a wisdom greater than what your eyes can currently see. I know there are times when you fear that if you loosen your grip, you will lose something precious. But, my child, there are seeds that can only grow once they are released into the soil. There are birds that can only fly once they stop clinging to the old branch. And there are souls that become truly free only when they learn to place into my hands the things they cannot hold together by their own strength. Surrender does not weaken you, it makes you stronger, because you are no longer fighting alone. When you place your work, your dreams, and your future plans into my hands, I am not taking away your responsibility to live well. I am simply exchanging the burden of loneliness for the peace of walking together with me. From that place, ideas begin to grow clearer, courage becomes gentler, and your steps no longer rush forward in anxiety as they once did. My beloved child, I deeply honor the freedom I have placed within you. I do not want you to follow me because of pressure or fear of abandonment. True love always leaves room for a willing response. That is why every time you say yes to what is good, heaven rejoices like a gardener, seeing new sprouts rise after long days of waiting. Those quiet acts of surrender are building inner strength within you, little by little. When you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, you are growing. When you choose gentleness instead of reacting in anger, you are growing. When you remain faithful to the light, even while darkness still surrounds you, you are growing in love. I do not ask you to become anyone other than who you truly are. I do not place upon your life a rigid mold that would strip away the unique beauty I created within your soul. Each of my children blooms differently, like flowers in the same garden, carrying their own colors and fragrance. What I desire from you is not imitation, but authenticity. When you live honestly with the light I have placed within your heart, you will no longer grow weary, trying to prove your worth to the world. You will simply exist, love, and walk in my peace. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. As written in 2 Corinthians 3:17, that freedom does not pull you away from love, it draws you deeper into true life. And there will come a time when you realize that every moment you open your hands before me, another small door opens within your soul. Through that door, more light enters. Peace remains longer. Chaos settles quietly like dust after the wind has passed. You begin to see things more clearly, not because every question has been answered, but because your heart has finally found a place of refuge. It is within that peace that you will make your wisest decisions, no longer driven by fear or pressure. You begin to live according to the gentle rhythm of grace. So today, my beloved child, continue opening your hands before me like a flower opening its petals to the morning sun. Do not fear the emptiness you feel, for I will fill it with goodness in its proper time. Do not be afraid to slow down so you can listen more deeply. It is in those quiet moments that your soul is renewed, healed, and led into a season of greater beauty and maturity. I am here, very near to you, and every breath of peace you feel is a sign that my love is still gently surrounding your life each day. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the deepest transformations within the soul rarely arrive through crashing waves, but through small rhythms repeated daily in love. That is why I want the gesture of open hands to become a gentle part of your journey, like a hidden stream quietly nourishing a garden, even when no one sees it. Each morning, while the new day is still soft, like dawn touching the window, place your hands open before your heart and allow your spirit to begin the day in the light of faith. Speak words of life over your own soul. Today, I walk in the peace of the Lord. Today, I receive wisdom and love. Do not underestimate the words you plant into your mind at the break of day, for words have the power to shape the atmosphere of an entire day. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. As written in Proverbs 18:21, when you choose to speak goodness over your life, you are opening the door for light to remain longer within your soul. Then, in the middle of the day, when work and the rhythm of life begin pulling your thoughts into hurried patterns, learn to pause for just a few brief seconds. Take a deep breath in, exhale slowly, and remember that you are not walking alone. I am still there, even in the most ordinary moments. Some people seek me only in extraordinary hours, but I want you to recognize my presence within every common breath of daily life. A brief moment of stillness in the midst of busyness can sometimes save the soul from exhaustion. Come away by yourselves to a quiet place and rest a while. As written in Mark 6:31, it is within those gentle pauses that your mind is renewed, your heart is reordered, and your soul remembers what truly matters. And when evening comes, when the light begins to soften upon the rooftops, I invite you to sit quietly and look back upon your day through eyes of gratitude. Write down a few beautiful things that visited your life, even the smallest ones. Perhaps it was a kind glance, a word of encouragement at the right moment, a good idea suddenly blooming within you, or simply the fact that you made it through the day with a gentler courage than yesterday. Those written lines will become silent witnesses to the journey we have walked together. There will be days when you forget how deeply you are loved if you do not stop to remember. But when you practice recording grace, Your soul gradually learns to recognize miracles hidden within the simplest things. Give thanks in all circumstances. As written in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, is not a command forcing you to pretend to be happy, but an invitation into the light of gratitude where even ordinary days become holy. My beloved child, I am also changing the language within you. As your heart learns to live in surrender, your words will no longer carry the sharpness they once did. You will begin speaking more slowly, more gently, more thoughtfully. I am teaching you the strength of listening, not listening merely to respond quickly, but listening to truly understand and embrace another soul with respect. There are conversations healed not by extraordinary wisdom, but simply by the presence of someone peaceful enough to be fully there. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. As written in James 1:19, when you live this way, your presence itself will become a place where others feel safe and cherished. You do not need to strive to stand out. The light of gentleness already carries its own quiet power. Remember Barnabas in the early church, the one called the son of encouragement? He was not most known for dramatic miracles, but for his ability to see goodness within others and lift them up through encouragement. It was Barnabas who opened his arms to Paul when many still doubted him. Do you see, my child? A soul that knows how to encourage can alter the direction of an entire life. I am inviting you to become a bearer of peace in the same way. When you use your words to strengthen rather than wound, when your eyes carry compassion instead of judgment, you are bringing the fragrance of heaven into this world. And there will come a moment when you clearly feel that a new current of life has been awakened within you, not the temporary excitement of emotion, but a steady and pure vitality. You will recognize it through gentle signs, deeper breaths, a calmer heart, clearer thoughts, and a joy no longer entirely dependent upon outward circumstances. These are the signs of a new season blooming within your soul. Behold, I am making all things new. As written in Revelation 21:5, I am not merely repairing a few broken pieces within you. I am quietly renewing the way you see, the way you love, and the way you walk through this life. My beloved child, let your open hands continue to be the sign that your soul remains willing to receive what is good. When your hands are open, your mind also begins to open. And when the mind is open, light can enter more freely. When that light remains within you, the most beautiful parts of your soul begin to find room to grow. Do not rush or force yourself to bloom all at once. Simply remain faithful to the small rhythms I am teaching you today. Just as dawn does not arrive in a single instant but slowly spreads across the sky, the renewal within your soul is also quietly unfolding day by day. I am walking beside you in this journey very near, very gently, and each time you open your hands in peace, I pour even more light, strength, and new life into your spirit, enough for today, and enough to guide you into the radiant season I have long prepared for your soul. My beloved child, I am breathing into your life a new current of life, gentle as the first breeze of a new season passing through a garden, awakening after a long night. You do not need to grasp for it, nor run anxiously searching for it, because this breeze comes from my own presence resting softly upon your soul. There are seasons in human life when the spirit grows heavy from too much noise, too many thoughts, and too many silent burdens. But now I am breathing a new hope across your life, causing old things to fade away like mist dissolving beneath the morning sun. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. As written in Isaiah 43:19, the new thing I create does not always arrive through loud outward changes. Often it begins through a quiet illumination deep within, through a peace even you cannot fully explain with words. You will begin to notice that when the soul is touched by the breath of grace, thoughts that once swirled in confusion begin to settle like calm water after a storm. The things that once held your mind captive through anxiety will no longer rule over you as they once did. I am teaching you a new rhythm of living, not a life driven by stress and urgency, but one resting gently within love. Many believe peace can only come once every problem has been completely solved. But I want you to understand that true peace comes from knowing you are being held by me. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. As written in John 14:27, that peace is not fragile like the passing emotions of the world. It is a deep river flowing beneath every changing circumstance of life. My beloved child, I also want to give you a gift so delicate that the world rarely understands it: luminous stillness. Not an empty or cold silence, but a quietness filled with light and life. There are silences that make people feel lonely, but there are also silences in which the soul feels embraced by heaven itself. It is within this luminous stillness that I begin to rearrange the disorder within you. Unnecessary worries slowly fade into the background. The things that truly matter begin to appear more clearly. You will no longer have to struggle so hard to know what is right, because a heart resting in me naturally begins to recognize the path of light. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. As written in Psalm 37:7, I do not say this so you may become passive, but so you may learn to walk from a place of peace rather than panic. Remember the prophet Elijah after the long days of exhaustion in the wilderness. He expected to find me in the mighty wind, the earthquake, and the fire. Yet I came to him through a still and gentle whisper. Do you see? My child, I rarely compete for attention through noise. I come with a gentleness that can only be recognized by a soul willing to listen. In the same way, I am drawing you out of the rhythm of life that keeps your heart constantly tense, leading you instead into a place of rest where my voice can touch the deepest part within you. And as you become more familiar with this luminous stillness, you will notice that outward circumstances no longer carry you away so easily. Your soul will become like a tree planted beside living waters. The wind may still blow, but its roots remain steady within the source of life. I am also teaching you small gestures that can nurture this peace each day. In the morning, let the first sunlight touch your face like a gentle greeting from heaven. Take a deep breath and remember that the reason you are alive today is because my love is still sustaining you. Before beginning your work, pause for just a moment. Place your hand over your heart and smile gently at yourself. You do not need to begin the day under the pressure of being perfect. You only need to walk in the light of my presence. As you move through the day, feel each step touching the ground instead of allowing your mind to drift too far from the present moment. When speaking with others, listen not only with your ears, but with gentleness. It is through these very small gestures that a soul learns to slow down and love more deeply. Then, when evening falls and the sky begins to soften in silence, I want you to learn how to release your soul from the unfinished things of the day. Many people carry the burdens of today into their sleep, and because of this, their spirits never truly rest. But my beloved child, I want you to place into my hands all that remains unresolved. If possible, step outside for a few moments. Look up at the quiet evening sky, and let your heart remember that the world is still held safely in my care, even while you sleep. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. As written in Psalm 4:8, I watch over you even in the darkness of night, and I continue working within the journey of your life long after your eyes have closed. You will begin to notice that when you live within the rhythm of luminous stillness, your decisions become lighter and clearer. You will no longer feel torn apart by countless conflicting voices within you. The things that nourish life will naturally bring deeper peace. The things that pull you away from love will slowly reveal themselves through restlessness and exhaustion. I am making your soul more sensitive to light, so you may learn to choose what leads you toward life rather than what only fills your mind with greater confusion. So today, allow the new wind I am breathing across your life to refresh every dry place within your soul. Do not be afraid to live more slowly, so you may hear more clearly. Do not fear quiet moments, because it is there that I am healing and renewing you day by day. I am very near to you, as near as the breeze brushing against your skin, as near as the gentle light resting upon the trees each morning. And as you learn to remain in my presence like a branch abiding in the vine, you will discover that joy is no longer something you must chase after. It will begin to bloom naturally within you like a clear spring that never stops flowing. My beloved child, now that your soul has begun learning how to remain within my luminous stillness, I want to lead you deeper into a rhythm of life, capable of transforming both your inner world and everything around you, the rhythm of gratitude. Do not think that thanksgiving is only a response reserved for days when everything goes well. True gratitude is a sacred decision. It is the lamp you choose to light even on evenings still touched by clouds. When you open your eyes each morning and whisper thanks simply because you still have breath within you, you are telling your soul that life itself remains a gift. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. As written in Psalm 118:24. Each day is not merely a sequence of hours you must endure. It is a new doorway I open, so you may continue living, continue loving, and continue growing in the light. I know there are days when gratitude comes easily, but there are also days when your heart feels weary and your eyes want to focus only on what is still missing. It is precisely in those moments that gratitude becomes an act of faith. When you pause amid the busyness of life to notice a small smile, a peaceful moment, or a simple kindness that quietly visited your day, you are teaching your heart to recognize grace instead of staring only at burdens. And the beautiful mystery is this: wherever gratitude is planted, joy begins to take root. Not a loud and fleeting happiness, but a warm and steady joy like a small fire glowing inside a quiet home on a winter night. Give thanks in all circumstances, as written in 1 Thessalonians 5:18. Because gratitude does not merely change your mood, it changes the way you see the world and the way you walk through it. My beloved child, remember the 10 lepers who were healed long ago. All of them received a miracle, but only one returned to give thanks. And it was through gratitude that he touched something deeper than physical healing alone. He touched the fullness of life itself. Do you see, my child? Gratitude enlarges the soul so it can receive more than the natural eye is able to perceive. A thankful heart does not live like one trapped in constant lack, because it learns to recognize the traces of my love placed everywhere around it. When you learn to give thanks, even for the smallest things, your soul begins to grow in an inward abundance that the world can never take away. I also want you to understand that gratitude has the power to soften even the hardest corners of the soul. A heart that knows how to give thanks will speak more gently, look upon others with greater compassion, and move through life with a peace that naturally spreads to those around it. There are people who enter a room and bring tension with them, but there are also those whose presence alone makes the atmosphere lighter because they carry the peace of gratitude within their hearts. I am creating that kind of spirit within you. As you learn to pause and recognize what is beautiful and good, your voice will lose its sharpness. Impatience will slowly fade, and the relationships around you will become warmer and more life-giving. A gentle answer turns away wrath. As written in Proverbs 15:1, gentleness is not weakness. It is the strength of one whose heart is governed by my peace. Then you will begin to witness something beautiful unfolding within you. Your mind will become clearer. When your heart is no longer overflowing with complaint and anxiety, your thoughts will finally have room to be reordered in the light. Good ideas will come to you more naturally. Decisions will no longer be driven by fear and urgency, but guided by quiet wisdom and clarity. I am teaching you how to work from joy instead of pressure. Many people run quickly through life while their souls remain exhausted because everything they do is driven by the need to prove their worth. But I want you to work from the place of already knowing that you are loved. When you live from that fullness, creativity begins to flow like fresh water, and the things you build will carry the fragrance of peace rather than the weight of tension. My beloved child, I am also leading the right people toward you at the right time. Healthy and beautiful connections are not built upon striving or control, but upon trust and mutual respect. As your soul matures in the light, you will naturally begin attracting those who also hunger for sincerity and goodness. Beautiful plans will find the right companions just as puzzle pieces are placed together at the proper moment, and you will be surprised to see how many things that once felt difficult now begin opening with gentleness and ease. Not because life no longer holds challenges, but because your heart has learned how to walk with me instead of resisting the flow of grace. I look upon you now like a gardener watching fresh green shoots begin covering ground that was once dry and barren. Perhaps you do not yet see how much you are changing, but I see every small movement within your soul. I see the way you are learning to be gentler with yourself. I see the way you are learning to pause and listen instead of reacting too quickly. I see the moments when you choose peace over conflict, gratitude over complaint, hope over despair, and every choice like that causes your soul to shine a little brighter. So today, continue holding on to this joyful discipline with a heart that is both gentle and faithful. Do not turn it into the burden of trying to become perfect. Let it remain as soft and natural as the rhythm of love itself. Let gratitude become the bridge connecting you to me throughout each day of your life. As you give thanks, your eyes will gradually begin to recognize that grace has never stopped flowing through your journey, and the joy you carry will no longer depend upon changing circumstances. It will become a quiet but enduring spring, flowing continuously from my presence within your own soul. My beloved child, as my new wind continues to move through your life, it brings not only refreshment to your soul, but also opens your inner eyes so you may begin seeing everything through a different light. There are many who pass through life seeing only burdens, lack, and unfinished things. But when the soul is touched by my peace, you begin to recognize beauty everywhere around you. You begin seeing opportunities to love through the smallest acts, a timely word of encouragement, a compassionate glance, a moment of listening to someone with your full presence. I am teaching you that life is not measured only by great achievements, but also by the way you sow peace into the souls I place along your path. Love one another as I have loved you. As written in John 13:34, true love does not always require extraordinary acts. Often it is simply steadfast gentleness in the middle of a world moving far too fast. My beloved child, I also want you to learn how to look upon yourself with gentler eyes. There are times when you have become so accustomed to focusing on your shortcomings that you forget the many beautiful things I placed within you from the very beginning. But I see within you precious seeds growing day by day, the ability to encourage others with sincerity, a sensitivity toward goodness, hands willing to serve, and a heart that remains tender toward the pain of others, even though you yourself have known suffering. Do not underestimate these gifts. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. As written in 1 Peter 4:10, I did not create you as a copy of anyone else. I placed within you a unique beauty meant to reflect the light of heaven in a way only you can. And as you begin looking toward the future, you will no longer see it as a frightening fog. You will slowly begin recognizing the paths I am opening before you, not loudly, but clearly enough for a listening heart to perceive. There are doors that open through peace rather than pressure. There are right directions that cause your soul to grow brighter instead of becoming exhausted. I am leading you with the soft thread of love, so your footsteps may gradually move in harmony with the rhythm of grace. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will watch over you. As written in Psalm 32:8, when you walk with me, you do not need to rush in order to prove anything. What belongs to you will not pass you by, simply because you chose to slow down and protect the peace of your soul. My beloved child, there will come a day when you realize that what I am building within you is no longer just brief moments of peace, but an entirely new climate of the soul. Just as the earth changes deeply after a long season of rain, your spirit is gradually being transformed through my presence, the luminous silences you have preserved, the words of gratitude you have planted each day, the moments when you chose forgiveness instead of bitterness, gentleness instead of angry reactions. All these things are joining together to form a new sky within your heart. And joy will no longer be a visitor staying only for a moment. It will remain like a familiar breath within the inner home of your soul. I want you to understand that the peace I give is not an escape from life. It is the strong foundation that allows you to walk through life without being drowned by its chaos. There are people who appear successful on the outside yet remain restless within because they have built their lives upon the fear of losing everything. But I am placing within you a different foundation, the foundation of resting securely within my love. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. As written in John 14:27, the peace of the world depends upon favorable circumstances. But my peace can remain even in days that are not yet easy. It is like solid ground beneath the feet of a traveler standing in the middle of a fierce storm. Remember the one who built his house upon the rock in my teaching. The rain fell, the floods rose, and the winds blew. Yet the house did not collapse because its foundation was deep and secure. So it is with you. I do not promise that your life will be free from trials, but I am building within you a foundation strong enough that you will not be swept away by what happens around you. Through these ordinary days, through the slow rhythms of prayer, gratitude, and spiritual attentiveness, I am quietly sending the roots of your soul deeper into the waters of life. And when strong winds come, you will be surprised to discover how much more firmly you are able to stand. My beloved child, I delight in watching your heart learn how to rest. There is a unique beauty in the soul that no longer feels the need to run endlessly in search of worth and validation. When your spirit rests in me, your steps become slower, yet far more steady. Your eyes no longer carry the same confusion as before, because you know you are being guided. The decisions you make are no longer driven by fear, but supported by a gentle wisdom. I am shaping you into a tree planted beside living waters, one that does not strive noisily, yet still bears fruit in its proper season. So today, let my peace continue becoming the new operating system of your soul. Let it guide your thoughts, emotions, and every step you take through the gentle rhythm of heaven. Do not be afraid to live differently from the hurried pace of the world. There are things that only bloom in the soil of deep rest, and I am preparing such a season for you, a season where your heart becomes wide like an open field, welcoming the wind, deep like a quiet river, and steady like ground, firmly rooted in my unchanging love. My beloved child, the peace I give you is not like the fragile peace the world often promises, the kind that exists only when everything unfolds according to human expectations. My peace is not built upon circumstances. It is born from my own heart, where there is no chaos, no instability, only light, mercy, and everlasting steadfastness. And as you learn to hold this peace within you like someone holding warmth through a cold night, your soul will gradually be healed from the urgency and tension that have clung to it for far too long. The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds. As written in Philippians 4:7, I do not say that your life will no longer contain trials, but I promise that even within those trials, you can remain secure within my embrace. My beloved child, it is within this resting place that the soul truly begins to grow. There are people who desire rapid growth and immediate results, yet I often work like a patient gardener tending a tree. Roots must grow deep before branches can rise high enough to greet the sunlight. Without the depth of peace, every form of growth becomes vulnerable to the storms of life. That is why I am teaching you to grow according to the rhythm of grace rather than the pressure of the world. The righteous will be like a tree planted by the waters. As written in Jeremiah 17:8, that tree does not panic when drought comes, because its source of life lies deeper than what the eye can see. So it is with you. When the roots of your soul sink deeply into my peace, you will no longer be so easily carried away by anxiety or by the noise surrounding you. I want you to understand that peace does not make you passive or weak. On the contrary, peace is the place where true wisdom is born. When the heart is filled with fear, people often make hurried decisions. But when your soul rests securely in me, you begin seeing everything more clearly. You begin knowing what must be held onto, what must be released, what should be pursued, and what requires patient waiting. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. As written in James 1:5, and I often give that wisdom not through loud cries, but through a very gentle sense of peace within your heart. There are doors that may appear attractive but leave your spirit restless. Learn to recognize that. And there are also paths that may not yet be completely clear, yet still carry a quiet brightness and steadiness within. These are often signs that I am guiding you. Remember King Solomon when two women stood before him claiming the same child. He did not react through panic or anger, but allowed calm wisdom to guide his judgment. It was the peace within him that enabled him to see beyond the outward arguments and recognize the deeper truth. So it is with you. I want you to learn how to become still before reacting, to listen before concluding, and to let love guide you before taking action. The person who lives in peace does not need to prove they are right through loudness. The light within them already carries its own quiet authority. My beloved child, I am also teaching you small daily rhythms, so this peace may continue growing deeper roots within you. In the morning, when you place your hand over your heart and breathe in stillness, it is not merely a physical act. It is your soul reminding itself, I am being held in love. Before each task, when you pause for a few seconds to set an intention of love, you are bringing the light of heaven into what you are about to do. In the middle of the day, when you allow yourself even one quiet minute instead of keeping your mind stretched endlessly tight, I am renewing your strength in ways you may not even notice. And at the end of the day, when you write down a few things you are grateful for, you are gathering the golden fragments of grace that were scattered along the path of your life. Do not underestimate those small things. My beloved child, it is through these quiet rhythms, repeated faithfully, day after day, that the climate of your soul is being shaped. One day, you will look back and realize how deeply you have changed, gentler, clearer, steadier than before, not because you forced yourself to become perfect, but because you allowed my peace to remain within your heart for longer stretches of time. And that peace will not stop with you alone. It will begin flowing outward into the lives of those around you. When your heart is at rest, your voice will naturally become softer. When your soul is no longer constantly battling within itself, your eyes will grow more compassionate toward the weaknesses of others. I am making your presence into a place where weary people can find rest. There are those who enter a room carrying pressure and tension with them. But there are also those who enter and somehow make everything gentler simply through the peace they carry inside. I want you to become such a person. Remember Barnabas, the one called the son of encouragement? He was not known for displays of power or outward greatness, but for his ability to see goodness within others and lift them up through trust and encouragement. It was people carrying that kind of peace who helped the early church grow in love. In the same way, I am placing within you the ability to calm weary souls, awaken beauty within others, and create an atmosphere of trust wherever you go. So today, let my peace truly become the new operating system of your soul. Do not merely visit peace for a few brief moments, only to return again to the old patterns of chaos. Remain within peace as the branch remains connected to the vine. Allow it to guide your thoughts, emotions, words, and every step you take according to the gentle rhythm of heaven. Then you will discover this beautiful truth. Life does not need to become perfect for your soul to find rest. As long as I remain at the center of your heart, even windy days can become fields of light where you continue growing stronger, gentler, and more fruitful within my unchanging love. My beloved child, when my peace truly takes root within your soul, it does not merely soothe emotions or quiet anxieties. It begins rearranging the entire way you move through each day. A peaceful soul understands what must be done first, what can wait, what should be shared with others, and what must be released so the clarity within is not lost. I do not want you to live within schedules so crowded that your soul no longer has room to breathe. I want you to preserve sacred spaces between your tasks. Just as a gardener leaves soft ground for roots to spread and grow, to everything there is a season. As written in Ecclesiastes, dry, Eins. Once you recognize the proper rhythm of each season, you will no longer run in panic, but walk with calm awareness, dignity, and quiet steadiness. There will be days when ideas come to you like small rays of light falling upon water. Do not rush to seize every one of them at once until your mind becomes exhausted. Receive them calmly, pray over them with wisdom, and allow what truly belongs to this season to reveal itself in clarity. There will be opportunities opening before you, yet not every bright door is one I desire for you to enter immediately. Peace will help you discern the difference. It will teach you when to move forward, when to wait longer, and when to gently adjust your direction without condemning yourself. The wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, full of mercy and good fruits. As written in James 3:17, when your decisions are born from peace, they will carry the fragrance of life instead of the weight of pressure. I want you to work wholeheartedly, but I do not want you to turn work into a throne before which your heart must bow down. I gave you talent, focus, perseverance, and creativity so you could partner with me in what is good, not so you would burn yourself empty trying to prove that you are enough. Remember Bezalel, whom I filled with my spirit, with wisdom, understanding, and skill to carry out the work of the tabernacle. He did not create merely with gifted hands, but under the guidance of the Spirit. So it is with you. Your work, too, can become an act of worship when it is built upon peace and love. When you create from love, work within my presence, and move according to a healthy rhythm, the things you produce will carry a gentle light that others can truly feel. My beloved child, from that foundation of peace, the joy of serving will begin to grow within you. You will no longer ask only, "What does this bring to me?" But you will begin asking a deeper question. "Father, through me, who can this bless?" That is the sign of a soul maturing in love. When your talents meet the needs of others, when your creativity becomes a bridge that lifts weary hearts, when your words and your work sow hope into the lives around you, you are drawing closer to the calling I placed within you. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. As written in Eins Peter 4, Zane, grace was never meant to remain hidden away in storage. It was given to become a flowing river. And there will come moments when you notice resources arriving at exactly the right time, the right collaborator, a clear idea, enough time, a door opening after many days of silence. Do not call these things coincidence. My beloved, I often arrange things quietly long before you see the outcome. There are pieces I have prepared for a very long time, but only when your heart becomes peaceful enough will you recognize how perfectly they fit into the greater picture. Abundance in me is not simply having more than enough of everything. It is having exactly what is needed at the right moment to fulfill what is good. My God will supply all your needs according to his riches. As written in Philippians 4:19, you are not meant to live with the mentality of constant lack. You are invited to live as a wise steward of grace. Understand this well. A faithful steward is not someone who clings tightly to everything out of fear of loss, but someone who receives with gratitude, uses with wisdom, and multiplies through love. When I place into your hands time, strength, ideas, relationships, and opportunities, I do not want you to waste them through distraction and disorder. I want you to place them into the flow of goodness. When you learn to order your days wisely, rest at the proper time, work with focus, and serve with joy, your life will become not only more fruitful, but more holy. Peace transforms discipline into freedom, transforms labor into an offering, and transforms results into seeds for future seasons. Perhaps you cannot yet fully see the fertile land toward which I am leading you, but I want you to recognize the first signs of it already appearing. Your heart feels lighter, your thoughts clearer, your steps steadier, and your work is beginning to bloom with a gentleness you once rarely knew. This is grace opening the way before you. This is how peace quietly leads you into a wider place, where good purposes are fulfilled while your soul still remains refreshed. Do not fear the new horizons opening before you. I am not bringing you there so you may struggle alone beneath heavy burdens, but so you may learn to partner with me in deep and lasting joy. So today, step forward from that foundation of peace with open hands, bright eyes, and a willing heart. Do your part with devotion. Then place into my hands whatever exceeds your strength. Receive grace with gratitude. Use grace with a servant's heart, and allow grace to multiply through acts of goodness and creativity. I am walking ahead of you, opening the right paths at the right time, connecting the right people, providing the right resources, and keeping your soul anchored in rest. And as you continue walking in this rhythm, you will discover that peace is not merely a place where you pause to rest. It is the broad road leading you into the season of abundance I have lovingly prepared for you from the beginning. My beloved child, I have prepared for you a refuge that the world cannot see with ordinary eyes, nor build with human hands. This refuge has no walls of stone or towering roof, yet it is woven together through my presence, through gentle light, and through a love that never runs dry. I call it the sanctuary within you. It is in this hidden place that your soul finds rest, healing, and renewal day after day. Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit? As written in 1 Corinthians 6:19, you do not need to search for me in distant places, while forgetting that I desire to be very near to you, so near that even your breathing can become a prayer when your heart is opened in love. My beloved child, within that sanctuary I do not stand outside the door, watching your life from a distance. I dwell within your soul like a gentle flame in the cold night, like a hidden stream flowing beneath dry ground. There are days when you move through life appearing ordinary on the outside. Yet within you, I am quietly at work, bringing order to what feels tangled. Soothing wounds you have never fully named, watering the places in your heart that have long been thirsty for hope. I do not grow weary of remaining with you, and I do not wait until you become perfect before entering in, right in the middle of your weakness, your confusion, and even the tears you hide from others. I choose to stay. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. As written in Matthew 28:20, that promise is not only for your strong days, it is also for the nights when you feel exhausted and lost. The sanctuary within you is not built through one dramatic moment, but through small rhythms lived in love day after day. Every time you awaken with gratitude, another radiant stone is placed into its foundation. Every time you choose gentleness instead of anger, listening instead of judgment, forgiveness instead of bitterness, the light within that sanctuary grows brighter. Many people believe spiritual life exists only in special moments of prayer. But I want you to understand that your entire life can become a place of worship. When you prepare a meal with love, when you work with faithfulness, when you look upon another person with dignity and compassion, you are already lighting the lamps of that sanctuary. Remember Mary of Bethany, who chose to sit near my feet and listen, while many others were busy with countless tasks. The world may have considered her choice small or insignificant, yet I said she had chosen the better part. In the same way, my child, in a world constantly urging you to move faster, I am inviting you to turn inward and remain with me in stillness, not so you may escape life, but so you may learn how to live from a place deeper than all the noise. It is within that closeness that your soul receives true strength. I also want you to preserve the footprints of grace along your journey. That is why I teach you to write down the beautiful things I place within your days. Do not underestimate an unexpected word of encouragement, an idea arriving at just the right moment, or a peaceful feeling while watching the evening sky. When you record these things with gratitude, you are building pillars within the sanctuary of your soul. There will be days when strong winds come, and your memory may try to forget how faithfully I have carried you before. But those written words will become gentle reminders that I have never left you, not even for a single day. My beloved child, I do not want this sanctuary to become only a place where you retreat to find peace for yourself alone. I want it to become a source of light flowing outward through your life. When you remain long within my presence, your words will begin to change. Your eyes will begin to change. Even the way you enter a room will begin to change. Others may not be able to explain what they feel, yet they will recognize within you a quiet, resting place that is rare in this world. There are people who carry chaos wherever they go, but I am making you into someone who carries peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, as written in Matthew 5:9, not through grand speeches or displays, but through the gentle presence of a soul that has learned how to remain close to me. And there will come a time when you realize that the sanctuary within you is no longer merely a place you visit from time to time, but has become the true home of your soul. You will no longer search for peace everywhere, as you once did, because you will finally know where you belong, even in busy days, even in the middle of important decisions, even while walking through uncertain paths. You will still sense a deep and steady quietness within. From that hidden place, I will guide every thought, every plan, and every step of your journey through gentle wisdom. So today, my beloved child, return to the sanctuary I have placed within you. Let every breath become a quiet yes to my love. Let every small gesture throughout your day be filled with the light of my presence. And while the world around you remains hurried and thirsty, your life will become a gentle testimony that there truly is a place deeper than all chaos, a place where the soul finds rest, healing, and renewal within. my tender embrace. My beloved child, I want you to know that within this inner sanctuary, you never need to stand far away from me like a stranger. There is no wall separating your heart from my love anymore. The things that once made you feel unworthy, the fears of rejection, the masks you once wore to hide your wounds, all of them dissolve beneath the gentle light of my presence. You do not need beautiful words to draw near to me. I understand even the things you cannot yet name. I hear the language of your heart even when your lips remain silent. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted. As written in Psalm 34:18, there are nights when you do not know how to pray. Yet I still sit beside your soul, like a father staying awake beside a weary child, simply to hold them and keep them safe in peace. My beloved child, every time you enter that hidden place within, I always have something I desire to give you. Some days I place within your heart a new idea that causes you to see everything more clearly. Some days I pour strength into you so you can continue walking through journeys that once felt too heavy to bear. And some days I say very little at all, allowing you simply to rest within my presence like a child asleep in its mother's arms. Yet it is often within those quiet moments that the deepest healing takes place. Rest in God alone. O my soul, as written in Psalm 62:5, I do not want you merely surviving through life by force of will. I want you to learn how to live from the place of being loved, supported, and renewed day after day. And when you step out from that sanctuary and return to ordinary life, you will carry with you the lingering fragrance of peace. Others may not understand why your eyes seem softer, why your voice sounds gentler, or why, amid the same pressures, you still remain calm. But I know why. It is because your soul has remained close to the source of life. There are people who try to become strong by controlling everything around them. Yet true strength is born through resting securely in me. When you know you are not alone, fear no longer controls you the way it once did. I will not leave you as orphans. As written in John 14:18, you walk forward not with the prideful confidence of someone who believes they understand everything, but with the quiet steadiness of one who knows they are being lovingly guided. My beloved child, little by little your eyes will begin to recognize my footprints everywhere, in the sound of birds calling to one another in the early morning, in the breeze brushing gently across your shoulders while you sit quietly in thought, in the compassionate eyes of a stranger, in the moment you thought you could no longer continue, yet somehow found strength to rise once more. I am always there, not as a distant idea, but as the quiet current carrying every part of your life. And each time you become aware of this, your heart will smile again in peace, like a traveler finally realizing they were never walking alone along the long road. But, my beloved child, I did not build the sanctuary within you so you would remain hidden there forever, while forgetting that the world still longs for light. The sanctuary is the place where I fill you, so that you may step outward, carrying the fragrance of my presence to others. Remember Moses, after meeting with me upon the mountain, he descended with his face reflecting heavenly light so clearly that the people knew he had been near God. So it will be with you. When you remain long within my presence, your life will naturally begin reflecting it. No need for display. No need to impress anyone. The gentleness, peace, and kindness within you alone will already cause others to feel that something different is touching them. And there will come moments when, right in the middle of that peace, you begin sensing a gentle invitation to move forward. Not a calling that fills you with panic, but one, like the soft sound of a stream, guiding a traveler toward new land. I will open the right doors in the right season, placing before you opportunities to love more deeply, serve more fully, and fulfill the things I planted within your heart long ago. You will not step into these things through the exhaustion of someone trying to prove their worth, but through the clear joy of someone who knows they are partnering with love itself. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. As written in Joshua 1:9. My beloved child, within this journey, I am carrying out a renewal far deeper than you realize. I am not merely changing a few thoughts or correcting a few habits. I am renewing you at the roots. I am touching your body, your mind, and the relationships surrounding your life. Just as spring does not arrive through loud noise, but through life quietly rising from the earth, the renewal I am bringing within you unfolds in the same way. You will notice yourself becoming lighter in mind, clearer in thought, and gentler in the way you love. The things that once drained your strength will gradually lose their hold over you. The anxieties that once exhausted you will begin dissolving beneath the light of a new hope. I am not turning you into someone unfamiliar. I am leading you back to the person I created you to be from the beginning, a soul filled with light, filled with life, and filled with the capacity to love deeply. And as this renewal continues growing within you, you will find yourself walking through life no longer driven by fear, but guided by the joy of serving and by a lasting peace. That is the sign that the sanctuary within you has truly become alive, and that my light is beginning to shine outward through every step you take. My beloved child, I am beginning within you a deep renewal that may not yet be visible to the eyes of others, but your soul will feel it day by day. I do not want you merely surviving through this life with weary shoulders and an exhausted heart. I want you to walk with new strength, with a gentle yet enduring source of life flowing from within. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. As written in Isaiah 40:31, the strength I give is not like the straining effort of the world. It does not drive you into urgency and tension, but raises you each day with a deep inner lightness, like someone breathing again after being filled with the fresh breath of hope. You will begin noticing it through very small things. Tasks that once felt unbearably heavy will no longer drain you in the same way, not because every challenge has disappeared, but because there is now a new source of strength within you, quietly sustaining you. I am transforming your body into an instrument of peace rather than a vessel filled with tension. I am also teaching your mind to stop fighting endlessly against fearful possibilities that have not even happened. When the soul finds rest in me, the body slowly begins recovering its healthy rhythm as well. Many people try to become stronger by forcing themselves harder and harder, but I renew strength by leading you into rest. It is within that quiet resting place that true strength is restored. My beloved child, I am also renewing the way you think. There are old layers of fear, shame, and limitation that have covered your vision for far too long. They caused you to look at yourself through doubt and to look toward the future through anxiety. But now my spirit is moving through your mind like the morning breeze flowing through a closed room, carrying with it fresh light and new air. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. As written in Romans 12:2, I am teaching you to see everything through the lens of hope rather than fear. What leaves your life no longer needs to be seen only as loss. Sometimes it is simply the necessary empty space through which something better may enter. And as your mind is renewed, discernment will also become clearer. You will no longer waste your energy on things that do not carry life within them. There are paths that once attracted you but only left your soul exhausted. Now you will recognize them much sooner. There are ideas that once served only the ego, but now your soul is beginning to hunger for things that can bring more light into the lives of others. I am filtering your thoughts through the purity of love so that whatever does not belong to life gradually loses its power over you. That is why the creativity within you will no longer come from anxious, striving to prove your worth, but will begin flowing naturally like a spring, rising from a soul touched by grace. Remember Gideon long ago, who saw himself only as weak and insignificant within his father's household. Yet I called him by another name, mighty warrior. Do you see? My child, so often you see yourself through the limited eyes of your past, while I see you through the purpose and beauty I placed within you from the beginning. I do not define you by failures or fears that once clung to you. I see your capacity to love, your inward resilience, and the light within you that you have not yet fully discovered yourself. And little by little, I am helping you see these things through the new eyes I am giving you, my beloved child. This renewal will also touch the relationships surrounding your life. As peace and light continue growing within you, the way you are present with others will begin to change. Your voice will grow gentler. Your patience will deepen. You will become less concerned with winning arguments and more concerned with preserving connection. Bridges that once cracked under pain will slowly begin healing through new compassion and understanding. Beautiful relationships will enter your life like gifts arriving in their proper season. Bear with one another and forgive one another. As written in Colossians 3:13, forgiveness does not mean forgetting every wound, but opening the door so love is no longer imprisoned by the past. You will become someone who carries a different atmosphere wherever you go, not because you are trying to influence others, but because the peace within you naturally overflows outward. There are many people exhausted from living among pressure, noise, and pretense. They will feel rested simply by being near a soul that is genuine and gentle. I am making your life into fertile ground where seeds of peace may be planted and begin growing within others. And then, my beloved child, I will begin reshaping even the purpose of your life. There were desires you once carried that revolved mainly around gaining something for yourself. But now your soul will discover a greater joy in making the world around you a little brighter. I am not against success, but I desire for your success to take root in love rather than in the fear of needing to prove yourself. When your purpose becomes connected to the calling I placed within your heart, the journey will no longer feel like a burden. It will begin flowing naturally from the life already growing within you. Seek first the kingdom of God, as written in Matthew 6:33. When you place love, truth, and goodness at the center of your life, everything else will gradually find its rightful place. And you will discover a beautiful secret. The things built through love always endure longer than the things built only through ambition. So today, my beloved child, do not fear the renewal I am carrying out within you. It may arrive as quietly as spring following winter, yet it is real and full of life. I am renewing your body through rest, renewing your mind through light, renewing your relationships through compassion, and renewing your purpose through the calling to love. Continue walking within this peace, and you will slowly become the most beautiful version of yourself, the one I saw from the very beginning, a soul both strong and gentle, clear yet humble, and filled with life enough to love this world through the very love I placed within you. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the renewal I am working within you is not like a flash of lightning that appears and disappears in an instant. It is more like dawn slowly spreading across the sky, like water quietly soaking into dry soil until one day green grass begins rising everywhere. There are changes you will notice immediately, but there are also renewals happening silently deep within, where ordinary eyes cannot yet see. So do not become impatient with yourself when you realize there are still wounded places not yet fully healed. I am not disappointed in your process. I am patiently working within every deep layer of your soul, like a potter gently reshaping a precious vessel he dearly loves. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. As written in Philippians 1:6, what I have begun within you, I will not abandon halfway through the journey, my beloved child. Every day you remain within my presence. Another part of you is touched by light. Some days I heal the way you think about yourself. Some days I loosen old fears that have clung to you for far too long. Some days I simply teach you how to rest without condemning yourself for not yet being perfect. True renewal does not force you to become someone else overnight. It opens one door at the proper time, allowing your soul to step forward with enough peace to continue the journey. So do not compare your path with anyone else's. There are seeds that sprout quickly, but there are also mighty trees that grow slowly, so their roots may become deep enough to withstand great storms. I know the proper rhythm for your soul better than anyone else. Remember Joseph during those long years in Egypt. The dreams I placed within his heart did not come to fulfillment immediately. Before entering his season of completion, he walked through seasons of misunderstanding, abandonnement, and testing. Yet it was precisely those quiet years that formed within him the wisdom, patience, and inner strength needed for the greater things ahead. So it is with you. I am not concerned only with your destination. I care deeply about the person you are becoming along the journey. There are things that can only be formed through the slow process of grace. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. As written in Romans 8:28, even on the days when you feel you are moving slowly, I am still weaving beauty from every step you take. My beloved child, there will come a time when you look back and realize you have changed far more than you imagined. Not only because of great events that happened, but because even the ordinary days were touched by my gentle light. You will see that you love more deeply than before, that you carry more peace than before, that fear no longer rules you as it once did. You will notice that things which once could have crushed you no longer have the same power to pull you down, not because you have become hard, but because the roots of your soul have grown deeper into my love. And then you will understand that everything you passed through was never only for your own transformation, but also to open the way for blessing in the lives of others. Every time I heal a part of you, you gain the ability to hold others more gently. Every time I strengthen you, another weary hand will be lifted because of your presence. Every time I bring clarity to your mind, hope will begin to rise within another soul that had become lost. This is how light spreads within the kingdom, not through display or spectacle, but through hearts that are renewed and then continue giving away what they themselves have received. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:14, I do not call you to become light by burning yourself out, but by remaining close to the source of light until you naturally begin reflecting that light all around you. My beloved child, look back upon the path through which I have led you. From the days when you first awakened to my gentle calling, learn to open your hands instead of clinging tightly. Allow the fresh wind of my spirit to touch your soul. Entered deeper peace, built the sanctuary within, and learned to live in surrender. None of these moments were separate fragments. They are notes within the same symphony of love, quietly and patiently. I have been preparing you step by step for this new season. No moment was meaningless. No tear was forgotten. No sincere prayer vanished into empty space. And now, standing where you are today, you are no longer only someone searching for light. You are slowly becoming someone who carries light. I am making your life into a living reminder that my love is still active within this world filled with chaos. Every time you choose what is good, that light grows stronger. Every time you protect peace instead of allowing fear to rule you, that light spreads farther. And every time you choose to love, even after having been wounded, heaven rejoices because another part of my beauty is being reflected through you. So today, my beloved child, do not see this journey of renewal as a task that must be completed quickly. Live it instead like a living river flowing through every day of your life. Let each morning become another step into the appointed hour I have prepared for you. With a heart that is soft, willing, and awake, continue remaining within the sanctuary inside you. Continue nurturing peace. Continue planting seeds of gratitude. And continue walking within the gentle light of love. I am still here, walking beside you through every season. And what I am building within you will not only become beautiful for today, but will also become shade, rest, and hope for many other souls along the road ahead. My beloved child, hold firmly to the rhythm of life I have taught you. Like a watchman protecting a lamp from going out in the cold wind, do not allow the haste of the world to pull you away from the source of peace that has nourished your soul throughout this journey. Let peace sink deep roots within your heart. Let gratitude become the heartbeat of your days. And let the joy of serving lift your steps like gentle wings, carrying a bird across vast open skies. When you live this way, you will begin to realize that life is no longer a series of days spent struggling alone. It becomes a journey of encounters, encountering me in every sunrise, encountering love within every person, encountering light even in the smallest things that once seemed ordinary. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. As written in Psalm 119:105, you do not need to see the entire road ahead in order to continue walking. You only need enough light for today's step. And I will guide you toward the rest in its proper time. There will be moments when you feel as though you are beginning again from the start. Some things may not unfold the way you expected. Some roads may make you feel as though you are returning to old places. But my beloved child, do not fear the repeating patterns within the journey. Many times, they are not signs of failure or retreat, but new circles of grace expanding farther than before. I often lead you through the same lessons at deeper levels, so your soul may become stronger, clearer, and gentler, just as the sea continually sends waves back to the shore. Yet no wave is ever exactly the same. Your journey of growth is also unfolding in this way. Though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. As written in Proverbs 24:16, I do not define you by the moments when you slow down or stumble, but by the fact that you continue opening your heart to light and rising to walk beside me again. My beloved child, I will not leave you halfway through the journey. I will continue strengthening you when your shoulders grow weary. I will continue illuminating your vision when you cannot yet see clearly ahead. I will continue placing within you the quiet perseverance needed to complete the good work I have begun in you. Perhaps today, you still cannot fully understand the greater picture of your life, but I see every detail completely. I know why certain doors needed to close, why some seasons had to move more slowly than expected, and why certain silences were necessary for your soul to grow deeper roots. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for disaster. As written in Jeremiah 29:11, therefore, you do not need to exhaust yourself trying to control the future. Simply continue placing each step into the palm of my hand with gentle trust. And one day, when you look back upon your life, you will see that it became like a song written not only through great victories, but through countless moments when I quietly remained beside you. The tears you shed became compassion for others. The days of weakness became the places where my strength appeared most clearly. The moments when you thought you had lost your way were often the very moments when I was turning your life back toward its true path. And that song will tell the world not merely about a person who overcame many hardships, but about a God who remained faithful, who kept every promise, and who never stopped loving his children. And now, my beloved child, as your heart has grown quiet within my gentle presence, let your prayer rise like clear water, flowing from the deepest place of your soul. Do not try to make it perfect. I am not searching for polished words, I am searching for a sincere heart. Loving Almighty Father, today I stand before you with all that I am, without hiding, without defenses, without pretending to be stronger than I truly feel. I offer to you my joys, my deepest longings, and even the worries I still carry quietly within my heart, the ones I do not yet fully know how to name. I thank you because you have never left me, even during the days when I felt most lost. Place within me a spirit of peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances, so that amid every change, my heart will still remember that I am being held within your love. Open my eyes so I may recognize the beauty hidden within the small moments of each day, knowing that it is often there that your grace quietly passes by. Let the ears of my heart become still enough to hear your voice among all the noise of this world. Teach me to walk not through fear, but through gentle faith, not through the pressure of needing to be perfect, but through quiet faithfulness to the good things set before me today. When I am weak, strengthen me. When I grow weary, let me rest within your presence. When I feel uncertain about the future, remind me that every path of my life still rests safely within your hands. I believe that you are still opening the way, even when my eyes cannot yet see it. I believe that the right doors will open in the beauty of their appointed season. I believe that what you have begun within me will be completed through your love and faithfulness. And above all, I believe that no matter what season life may lead me through, I will always have a place to return to the radiant and peaceful heart of my Father. Amen. My beloved child, there will come a day when you pause within the flow of time and look back upon the road you have traveled, and you will realize that your life was never abandoned, not even for a single moment. There were stretches of the journey when you believed you were walking alone, yet all along I remained quietly beside you, like the shade of a tree sheltering a traveler from the heat before they even realize it was there. You will see that the tears you once cried were never meaningless. I used them to soften your heart so that one day you would know how to embrace the pain of others with gentle compassion. Seasons of weakness never made you smaller in my eyes. It was precisely there that my strength became most visible. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. As written in 2 Corinthians 12:9, there are truths only those who have walked through darkness can understand about the preciousness of light. My beloved child, one day you will also understand that the moments when you thought you had lost your way were often the very moments when I was quietly turning your life back toward the path prepared for you long ago. There were doors that closed and caused you pain, yet those very doors protected you from entering places that did not belong to your destiny. There were delays that disappointed you, yet later you will see they were my way of preserving the most beautiful timing for your soul. Just as Joseph once believed his life was falling apart when he was sold into Egypt, only to later realize that I had woven every circumstance together to place him exactly where he needed to be to save many lives. So I am weaving your journey as well. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. As written in Genesis 50:20, there is no road I cannot transform into blessing if you continue placing your hand within mine. And the song of your life will not tell the story of someone who never stumbled, but of a soul lifted up again and again by my love. It will tell the world that even in a constantly changing world, there is still a faithful God who never breaks his promises. It will tell how, when you thought you were empty, I gave you strength. When you believed there was no light left, I preserved a small lamp for you enough to keep walking forward. And when you thought your heart had grown too weary to love again, I quietly caused it to bloom once more. My beloved child, it is within prayers this honest that your soul slowly learns how to truly rest. Not merely the kind of rest the body seeks after a long day, but the deep, sheltering rest of a heart that no longer feels it must carry everything alone. When you come before me without hiding, without pretending to be stronger or more perfect than you truly are. My light begins touching the deepest places within you, the way dawn touches fields still covered with the dew of night. And little by little, the cold places within your soul will be warmed again through my gentle presence. My beloved child, there are questions in life that will not be answered immediately, not because I am silent or distant, but because some things can only be understood after you have walked a little farther into the light. I do not want you to live by controlling every outcome, but by trusting the one who holds every outcome in his hands. For we walk by faith, not by sight. As written in 2 Corinthians 5:7, faith does not mean knowing every detail before it happens. Faith means continuing to walk because you know my hand has never left you. Perhaps today you cannot yet see the entire road ahead, but you can still walk forward in peace because you know who is leading you. Remember Peter during that dark night upon the sea. As long as his eyes remained fixed upon me, the waves were not able to pull him under. But when he stared too long at the storm, fear began drawing him down. So it is with you, my beloved child. There will be seasons when the storms around you do not immediately become calm. Yet true peace does not come from a sea already made silent. It comes from knowing that I am still standing with you in the middle of the waves. Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid. As written in Matthew 14:27, I do not always remove every storm at once, but I always step into the storm to keep you from sinking. And when you begin learning to live this way, something within you will quietly change. Fear will no longer hold the same authority over your thoughts. Anxiety will no longer control every decision you make. You will begin discovering that peace is not weakness, but strength rooted deeply enough that the winds cannot easily uproot it. The more you remain close to me, the more your soul will resemble a lamp protected from the wind, steady, warm, and quietly shining even through the darkest nights. So today, my beloved child, do not be afraid of the unanswered questions still resting in your heart. Do not be afraid of the roads that are not yet fully clear. Bring everything to me exactly as it is, the weariness, the longing, the uncertainty, the hope that still flickers quietly within you. Lay them before me without shame. I am not disappointed by your humanity. I am not weary of listening to you. I remain here with the same patient love that has carried you from the beginning. And one day you will realize that even the seasons when you understood the least were often the seasons when I was holding you the closest. The storms did not destroy you because my hand never released you. The darkness did not overcome you because my light remained beside you even when your eyes could not yet see it clearly. And through it all, your soul was being taught something more precious than certainty. It was being taught trust, surrender, and the quiet courage to keep walking beside me, one faithful step at a time. My beloved child, that is what true restfulness really is. It is not the absence of uncertainty in life, but the discovery of a place where your soul can anchor itself securely. Many people feel safe only when everything unfolds according to their plans. But I am teaching you a deeper kind of peace, the peace of one who knows that even when plans change, my love for them never changes. When you begin living within that awareness, your heart will stop panicking about the future. You will learn how to walk one small step at a time with gentleness and trust, like a child placing their hand into the hand of their father without needing to know the entire road ahead. And then you will begin realizing that the very seasons without answers are often the places where I teach you to draw nearer to me. When you cannot see clearly, you begin listening more deeply. When you can no longer control everything, you learn how to lean upon me more fully. And within that process, a strength, both gentle and deeply real, begins forming inside you. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. As written in Isaiah 40:31, I am strengthening your soul, not through the hardness valued by the world, but through the softness that knows how to trust. My beloved child, allow that peace to continue spreading through your soul like morning sunlight, stretching across a field after a long, cold night. Do not rush to force yourself to understand everything. Do not believe you can only feel secure once the future becomes completely clear. I am here even while you still carry many questions, even while some doors remain unopened, even while you continue waiting. And my presence is enough to keep your soul standing firm. So today, continue praying with that softened heart. Continue coming close to me without defenses, without hiding, without trying to prove anything. I do not wait for you to become perfect before I embrace you. I am embracing you right now in the middle of your becoming. And each step you take within that trust will slowly transform your life into a living testimony that there truly is a peace deeper than understanding, a love stronger than fear, and a God who has never released his hand from yours, even for a single moment. My beloved child, I know there have been seasons when you walked with shoulders weighed down heavily, as though every day demanded more strength than you believed you possessed. There were nights when you wondered why trials kept coming one after another, why certain pressures felt so overwhelming that your soul itself seemed ready to fall silent from exhaustion. But today, I want you to look upon those difficult seasons with new eyes. Do not see hardship as a sign that I have moved far away from you. So often, the places of greatest pressure are the very places where I am preparing a deep transformation within your life. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. As written in 1 Peter 5, saying, I do not allow you to pass through fire in order to destroy you, but to refine and reveal the precious things I placed within you from the very beginning. My beloved child, remember that before a seed can sprout, it must first spend time resting within the darkness of the soil. To ordinary eyes, it may appear buried and lost forever. Yet it is precisely within that hidden darkness that new life quietly awakens. So it is with you. There are seasons when you feel buried beneath pressure, waiting, and circumstances you cannot fully understand. But I want you to know that I have never allowed those seasons to become meaningless. It is during the unseen days that the roots of your faith are growing deeper. It is while you continue believing, even without visible results, that your soul is being enlarged to carry greater blessings. Unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone, but if it dies, it bears much fruit. As written in John 12:24, my beloved child, there are certain kinds of strength that cannot be formed during seasons when everything is easy. True patience is born when you continue walking even without seeing the destination. Genuine trust grows when you keep holding my hand despite not understanding the entire road ahead. And the deepest peace is often discovered not after the storm has passed, but right in the middle of it. When you realize I am still standing there beside you. Remember David before he became king. He passed through lonely caves, seasons of being hunted, and days when the promise seemed impossibly far away. Yet it was those very years that prepared his heart to carry what I had destined for him. Without the wilderness, David would not have gained the depth needed to rule with kindness and wisdom. So it is with you. My beloved child, do not judge your journey only by what your eyes can see today. Some of the pressures you are experiencing are not meant to crush you, but to expand your inner capacity, just as gold must pass through fire to become purified. Your soul is also being strengthened through these difficult things. We also glory in our sufferings, because suffering produces perseverance, character, and character. Hope, as written in Romans 5:12, 3. Fear. I am transforming even the things that once wounded you into fertile ground where new hope can grow. My beloved child, I want you to stop seeing hardship as the end of the story. Many times, it is actually the doorway into a new season. There are spiritual pressures that arise because your soul is standing very close to a new threshold of grace. A sower often faces the greatest resistance right before the harvest arrives, and the mountain climber often feels their legs grow heaviest just before reaching the summit. Do not allow exhaustion to convince you that you are failing. It may be that right now I am preparing to open what you have prayed for over such a long time. But before entering the new season, you must first become stronger in order to carry it with a mature heart. So when pressure comes, do not ask only, "Why is this happening to me?" Learn to ask another question as well. "Father, what are you forming within me through this season?" That question will open your eyes to see grace, even in the midst of hardship. I do not always remove every trial immediately, but I always step into the trial with you. And when I am there, what once appeared to be a deep pit can become the very place where you discover strengths you never knew you possessed. My beloved child, I want you to remember that the abundance I am preparing for you is not merely external. Sometimes the greatest blessing is a soul that has become more mature, a heart capable of loving more deeply, a faith no longer easily shaken by circumstances. When you walk through trials together with me, you do not merely receive what you asked for, you also become the kind of person strong enough to carry those blessings beautifully. So today, do not fear seasons of pressure. Do not believe that the darkness surrounding the seed means life has come to an end. It is precisely within that quiet, hidden soil that the miracle begins. Continue rooting yourself deeply in me. Continue protecting peace like a small flame through the long night. Continue walking even before you can fully see the whole picture. I am very near to you in this season, nearer than you realize. And when the right time arrives, you will see that every trial you pass through was never meant to stop you, but to raise you into the fullness of the beautiful things I prepared long ago for your life. My beloved child, I know there are times when you look at your struggles and feel as though you are being pressed beneath unbearable pressure. Sometimes you wonder why you must walk through so many collisions and burdens, why certain seasons seem to place the weight of everything upon your soul all at once. But today, I want you to look at those fires with different eyes. Do not assume that fire always comes to destroy. There are fires permitted only for refinement. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. As written in Malachi 3:3, a refiner does not place precious metal into the fire because he hates it, but because he sees a beauty still hidden beneath the surface. So it is with me. I do not allow you to pass through trials to diminish your value. I use them to reveal the light I placed within you from the very beginning. My beloved child, true gold does not fear the fire, because fire cannot turn gold into ashes. It only removes the impurities, preventing it from shining fully. There are things within your own heart that also need this kind of refining, fears that have quietly controlled you, limitations you once believed defined who you are, attachments keeping your soul from becoming fully free. And sometimes it is only under pressure that you discover you are far stronger than you ever imagined. Do not be surprised at the fiery trial that has come upon you. As written in 1 Peter 4:12, difficult seasons are not proof that I have forgotten you. Often they are signs that I am preparing you for something greater than your current capacity. Remember Job, who walked through loss, loneliness, and questions that seemed to have no answers. There were moments when he could not understand what was happening to his life. Yet, even in that darkness, my eyes never left him. And in the end, what remained was not only restored blessing, but a soul that knew me more deeply than before. So it is with you, my beloved child. There are things I can only form within you when the old shell begins to break apart. A seed must crack open before new life can emerge. If you remain forever within places of comfort, many strengths hidden within you would never awaken. I want you to understand that pressure is not always a sign you are moving in the wrong direction. Many times, it is evidence that your soul is drawing closer to a new season. A mountain climber often feels the air grow heavier at higher altitudes. Yet this does not mean they are moving backward. It means they are nearing the summit. So it is with you. When you feel spiritual weight increasing, do not immediately assume you have been abandoned. It may be that I am enlarging your inner capacity so you can fully enter what I have promised you. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. As written in 1 Peter 5, Zine, my beloved child, I have never allowed trials into your life without limits. No wave is permitted to rise beyond what I know you can endure together with me. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. As written in 1 Corinthians 10:13, when you think you are about to collapse, I am still holding you with hands you cannot yet see. There have been moments when you believed you had only a final fragment of strength remaining. Yet it was precisely in those moments that my strength lifted you one more time. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that you never walked through those seasons alone. My beloved child, true blessing is not only what is placed into your hands, it is also the person you become while being prepared to receive it. If I were to give you everything too early, before your soul became strong enough, even beautiful things could become burdens for you. That is why I am doing a deeper work than your eyes can currently see. I am not only opening doors before you, I am also strengthening your feet so you may walk through those doors with steadiness and wisdom. I am not only preparing blessings for you, I am preparing you for the blessings. So today, my beloved child, do not fear the refining fire. Do not quickly assume that every pressure means failure. Some painful seasons are precisely the places where I am engraving heavenly character into your soul. When others see only hardship, I see an instrument being refined to reflect my light more clearly. When you see only pressure, I see new strength being formed within you. And when you believe you are walking through the longest night, it may be that dawn is already very near. So continue standing firm in peace. Keep your heart soft, even in the midst of pressure. Allow your faith to grow deeper roots, instead of allowing fear to pull you downward. Trials are not a sentence of condemnation against you. They are confirmation that I am accomplishing something greater within you. And when the new season finally opens before you, your life will become a living testimony that what is placed within my hands is not destroyed by fire, but made brighter, stronger, and more radiant through the glory of my love. My beloved child, I know there have been nights when you lay still while your heart remained heavy with the question, why does the pressure feel so great? There were times when it seemed that as soon as you stepped through one trial, another one was already waiting ahead. But today, I want you to look upon these things through the light of heaven rather than through the fear of the world. Do not assume that the resistance you are facing means I have moved far away from you. Many times, increasing pressure is actually the sign that you are drawing very close to what I have prepared for you. Just before dawn appears, the darkness often seems thickest before it is finally pierced by light. So it is with you. My beloved child, some battles grow more intense, not because you are failing, but because your soul is approaching a new threshold of grace. I do not want you to live in fear of opposition. Remember that nothing can take from your hands what I have destined to give you. If God is for us, who can be against us? As written in Romans 8:31, my power still covers your life even when you cannot yet fully see it. There are moments when the storms roar so loudly that you feel the light inside you may soon go out. But I want you to remember this. The flame I have lit within your soul cannot easily be extinguished by the winds of darkness. I am holding it. I am protecting it. And I am causing it to burn even brighter through every trial you overcome, together with me. My beloved child, look again at Daniel in the lion's den. It was precisely because he faithfully walked the path I had given him that fierce opposition arose against him. Had he chosen compromise with darkness, perhaps he could have avoided that trial altogether. Yet, because he stood firm within the light, my power was revealed clearly in the middle of the night. I did not abandon him inside the lion's den. I shut the mouths of the lions and transformed the most terrifying place into a place where my faithfulness could be displayed openly. So it is with you. Some of the resistance you face is not evidence that you are walking the wrong road, but a sign that the light within you is truly making a difference. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness. As written in Matthew 5:10, do not allow hardship to make you forget that you belong to the light. I know there are times when you grow weary from enduring for so long, but my beloved child, every moment you remain faithful under pressure is another step carrying you closer to the new season I have promised. No endurance within me is ever wasted. Every tear, every time you choose to keep trusting, even while your heart still trembles, every moment you refuse to surrender to bitterness, all of these things are building strength within your soul. And one day, the very things that tried to weigh you down will become the platform lifting you higher than you ever believed possible. Our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. As written in 2 Corinthians 4:17, what I am preparing for you is far greater than the difficulty of your present season. My beloved child, understand this deeply. Hardship is not the final voice over your life. It is only the transition before a new door begins to open. There are seasons when I allow waiting to continue longer, not to drive you into despair, but to fill you with the depth needed for what is coming next. A farmer does not condemn the seed because it is still buried beneath the soil. He knows the harvest is quietly forming beneath the surface. So it is with me. I already see your new season, even while you can still see only the dark earth above you. And now, my beloved child, I want you to begin seeing trials no longer merely as burdens to survive, but as bells announcing that a change of seasons is drawing near. A new season is opening before you, a season where quiet prayers will begin to bloom, where waiting will no longer feel aimless, where what I have prepared long ago will finally find the right moment to enter your life. Behold, I make all things new. As written in Revelation 21:5, I do not merely desire to change the circumstances around you. I am leading you into a deeper dimension of life itself, where you no longer live through fear, but through resting securely within my love. My beloved child, continue standing firmly within the light. Do not let the darkness surrounding you cause you to forget that dawn is drawing closer with every passing day. Keep your heart soft. Continue praying. Continue walking faithfully, even before you see the full outcome. For it is through that perseverance that my glory will be revealed most clearly. And one day, when you stand within the new season I have opened before you, you will understand that every pressure you once endured was never meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for an abundance and a light far greater than anything you once dared to hope for. My beloved child, the new dawn has truly begun touching your life already. After long nights that once seemed endless, after seasons where you quietly waited in prayer and hope, my light is beginning to spread across your journey like sunlight pouring golden warmth over fields after cold rain. There were moments when you believed your prayers were disappearing into silent emptiness. Yet I never turned away from a single sigh of your heart. I heard everything, every unfinished prayer, every hidden longing you carried quietly within, every time you forced a smile while your soul still felt weary. I have heard your prayer, I have seen your tears. As written in Isaiah 38:5, not one tear has ever fallen without being held within. My love,